Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. I was recently searching around the interwebs looking for interesting recipes to bring to the channel when I came across the 2020 Taco Bell Friendsgiving Crunchy Taco Shepherd's Pie. I thought it sounded pretty intriguing, so that's what we're going to be making today. The ingredients you'll need are the kernels off of 1 ear of corn or 1 cup of frozen corn, 1 red bell pepper that's been diced, and 1 small onion that was diced. The recipe also called for 1 carrot diced up. I chose not to include it since it was an optional ingredient, and I've added 1 small poblano pepper. You'll also need 4 large russet potatoes that have been cubed up, 1 cup of whole milk, 1 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese, 1 stick or half of a cup of butter, about 1 teaspoon of oil, 4 packets of the Taco Bell seasoning. You can choose whichever one you like, and then 2 crunchy tacos without the lettuce on them. Those are all our ingredients, so let's go ahead and get moved over to the stove and we can start bringing our dish together. Here at the stove, I've already gone ahead and heated up my oil. I'm going to add my vegetables in and start sauteing these. Meanwhile, in this pot over here, I've gone ahead and added my potato slices in cold water, which I've heavily salted. And I'm going to bring those up to the boil for mashed potatoes. And then on my back burner, I have the 1 cup of milk plus the 1 stick of butter. And I'm going to gently warm that up. I'm not going to bring that to a boil, I just want to get it nice and warm. Now that my onions are translucent and my peppers are nice and soft, I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off on this and set it over to the side while I wait for the potatoes to get tender. They just came up to a boil, so I'll probably let them go for about 15 to 20 minutes or until they're fork tender. Once my potatoes became fork tender, I went ahead and drained them over in a colander, and then I went ahead and took a potato masher and I've mashed them up. Next in is going to go the 1 cup of cheese, and I want to go ahead and stir my cheese in so it's evenly distributed. I also want to add in my 4 packets of taco sauce. And again, you can use any one of the flavors that you like. I just happened to grab the fire. And now that I have that in there, I'm going to slowly start adding in my butter and my milk. I'm not going to add it all in at once. Just do it gradually until you get the exact amount that you need to get a nice, smooth, creamy mashed potatoes. My mashed potatoes are all done. I've got about 1/4 of a cup of the milk and butter left over, so you can definitely adjust your recipe a little bit if you don't want to end up having to waste that. I'll probably use that for something else here in a little bit. I'm going to bring in a 10-inch deep dish pie dish and line it with our mashed potatoes. You want to use about half of your mashed potatoes on the bottom. Now that I have the mashed potatoes in there, I'm going to open up one of my taco shells here and start filling it with our vegetable mixture. Really load those in there. It's okay if some of it ends up spilling on top of the mashed potatoes. I'm going to set that over to the side because I think I might actually end up with some extra vegetables, which I'm just going to throw in on top of the mashed potatoes if I do. No sense in wasting them if we can use them. And I did have quite a bit left over, so I will go ahead and spread these over the top of the mashed potatoes. Now the recipe doesn't say to do this, but again, I don't want to waste any of this because these are really good vegetables. Some of those came out of my garden, and I hate wasting my garden veggies. Give these a nice even smooth out all over the top of the mashed potatoes, and then we can go ahead and very gently lay the soggy bottomed tacos right there in the center. You want to butt those up back to back. They didn't quite fit. I think you could actually probably do maybe 3 of those tacos in there. Alright, last thing to do is top it all off with our mashed potatoes. This is going to go into a 350-degree oven where it'll bake for roughly 30 to 40 minutes or until the top turns a lovely golden brown. Once I pull it out of the oven, I'm probably going to let it set for about 15 minutes just to cool down a little bit. So I'll see you once it's out of the oven. I've removed the crunchy taco shepherd's pie from the oven, and I did allow it to cool on the counter for about 15 minutes just so it'll be cool enough to try it. I've topped mine with some Mexican crema as well as a little bit more hot sauce and some green onions, but that's totally optional and up to you what you top it with. Let's get in here and try it out and see what I think about it. It's interesting, I'll say that. I'm definitely curious as to how all the flavors have come together. I actually really do like this. It turned out amazingly well. The crunchy, or the taco, has kind of melded into the mashed potato, and its crunch has long since been lost. But it does add a nice flavor into the mashed potato layers. I definitely get the meat, though that could have been because I got a double meat taco, just so I could be sure that there was going to be plenty of meat in there. I don't know. I definitely like all the vegetables going on in here, and I think I definitely will be making this again. Alright guys, well that is going to be it for me for the day. If y'all tried this recipe out, leave me a comment down below and let me know how it turned out for you. If you enjoyed this video, also please leave me a comment. And if you've ever heard of this recipe, tell me about it down in the comment section. But as always, thank y'all so very much for joining me today. I've been Vault Girl. I hope y'all have enjoyed, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.